It started in 2014 after a previous clothing bank had been shut down, and the need was still there for students to have clothing to go to school. So I just kind of got the idea to continue working on this, and it didn't take as long as I thought it would. Originally, things were supposed to take 6 to 8 weeks, and basically, things took 6 to 8 days. People came out of the woodwork offering to help and donate both money and clothing, since we were starting without a hanger, without a stitch of clothing, or without a penny. So it very quickly started from there and has grown over the last 9 years.
I used to volunteer with Kim at another clothing bank, and it shut down. So we decided it did such good work. For 2 years, we worked on trying to start a new clothing bank. And ta-da, Locker 505.
And I just remember Maria coming home so excited about the idea and the prospect, and Kim, and meeting Kim, and how much energy she had. So it was, for me, it was just really Maria bringing home the opportunity and the excitement.
Well, I think one of the biggest differences is that Locker 505 is child-centered. So everything about the process is about the child. So they come to us, they get to work with a personal shopper, they get to pick out their clothes, they get to decide what is going to make them feel good about themselves and what's going to make them go to school and feel so confident that they are ready to learn.
Students that come to Locker 505, first of all, one of their first questions is always, am I going to receive shoes? And the answer is always yes, you're going to receive a new pair of shoes, because research shows that if you get new shoes, you jump higher and you run faster. It's a proven fact. But also they get new socks and new underwear and a combination of new and gently used clothing, which is important. But as well as that, they also get hygiene items, they get school supplies, toys, stuffed animals, a book, again, making it a whole experience, not just here's your clothes or here's a voucher. Here's everything you need to be a good student, plus a little extra to make you feel good.
Locker 505 is special to me because we get to help the kids. I was a single mom. I know what some of these moms are going through. And being able to help the kids, make the kids feel good, knowing that they are dressed for school, ready to go out and conquer the world, we just have a little part in that.
It's so important because right now, bad enough prior to COVID-19, kids were struggling to have clothes, necessities, the basic needs. But now after COVID-19, with parents getting laid off and losing jobs, is a bigger need for students to have clothes and necessity. And this year we've seen quite a bigger population of kids, especially just from the first semester to now. We've just seen so many more kids.
Locker 505 is special to me because they gave me my personality. They gave me a way to express myself through my clothing and not have to worry about what people say or think about me. My story with Locker 505 was in middle school. I used to get bullied a lot, and it was because of my clothes, because we couldn't afford brand new clothes. And so my counselor put in a referral to Locker 505, and I came in for my appointment, and I got my clothes.
My number one memory is one of our first students coming back and handing me her diploma and her job letter, her letter that she had received a new job, and said, "This is because of you. You made this happen." And I think that's probably one of the best memories of Locker 505, and she still comes back and volunteers, and we get to see her on a regular basis. So I think that's probably my best, but I could go on and on with a few others. But
Kim made me a deal, more or less, that I have to finish schooling and I can come back whenever I want to come get clothes whenever I needed it. And it's still happening. She still clothes me sometimes.
Favorite memory with a student? There's so many. There's ones that will break your heart. There was a little girl who was so excited about a toothbrush because she didn't have to share with her brother. There was a little boy that came in who his shoes were duct taped and was bouncing off the walls because he got a new pair of shoes. Those are the ones that break your heart. There's the kids that come in and are just amazed that they get so much that for 30 to 40 minutes, our personal shoppers stick with those kids, ask about their day, ask about how things are going. We've heard some heartbreaking stuff and we've heard some great stuff. So there's not just one memory, they're just kind of all together.
We see each child up to 3 times a year. In order to clothe a child completely, which includes new socks, new shoes, new underwear, they get 5 days worth of clothes, and then they get a jacket according to the season. So that's quite a bit of clothing. And while a lot of it is gently used, as I explained, some of it is new, and we have to pay for that. So to fully clothe a child one time is about $150. So it costs approximately $400 to sponsor a child for 3 visits to clothe them all year long.
All of our sponsors, this wouldn't happen, and I say this over and over again to people. We would not exist if it was not for the community, not for the sponsors that help us, the volunteers that come in, the people that just write us a $25 check. That all makes a difference to us. So whether you're a $5 sponsor or a $5,000 sponsor, you make a difference in these kids' lives. And I think that's important that they understand that.
Well, I would love to reiterate to our sponsors that, again, we couldn't do what we do without their help. We don't get state funding, we don't get government funding. We rely on grants, we rely on business donations, we rely on individual donations, financial and clothing. So we could not do what we do without the help of this community. And the outreach from our community, especially in the last couple of years, has just been astounding. Albuquerque is so generous, and there's a recognition of the tremendous need here, and there's a desire to want to help.
I actually heard of them before we partnered up with the enormous amount of events and community involvement they've had, and then I was super excited to hear we were partnering up with them. So just a fantastic organization.
I could never thank the sponsors for everything that they do. They've made so much possible for the kids in Bernalillo County. It's just no way to thank them.
I just want to thank Locker 505 for giving me the opportunities that they have given me and letting me be who I am. So I just want to say thank you.
Locker 505 is caring and dignity.
Helping.
Tenacious.
I would say authentic. One word would be authentic. We do what we say we're going to do.
I'd say needed.
Confidence.
Genuine.
It's a miracle.
That's all it is we care.